Son of a Swola! No. Ola 148 people. Oh, I'm sweating. That's okay. You're sweating too, probably. Hell yeah, baby! Oh, that's a... Yeah, I need to learn, man. I have to have a white guitar pick so you guys can see where it goes. What's up, everyone, and welcome to Sunday with Ola 148. Welcome. I just thought to myself, this L-Chrome thing, I haven't adjusted the camera angle, so it's only filming my, feet. Is my head showing there? Maybe. I don't know. Hope you're having a good Sunday so far. It's early morning in Sweden. However, I'm in Florida, and that's like really early morning. It's like, what is it? 2 a.m. in the morning? It's insanely early. What am I doing up at this hour? Well, I'm at the John Petrucci Guitar Camp, baby. That's why. Also, look, I remember the TV. I actually think I lost a subscriber since I turned on the TV. I think it was 513, now it's 512. Can we do something about that? Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel. Let's reach 1 million in the year of 2040, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's head into that news. First, before we head into the news, I want to segue back to the latest Swola where I talked about Mark Tremonti's new holiday album. I thought it was insane that he was singing like Frank Sinatra. Well, apparently he's doing all of this, at least the Frank Sinatra album that he did, for charity, donating 100% of the album's proceeds to the National Down Syndrome Society as a part of his Take a Chance for Charity organization. So I thought that was incredibly important, and I didn't even talk about that. I didn't even know that, actually, but then people pointed that out in my Sunday with Ola. And that's what I really like about you guys, because you point that out with me and, make me feel terrible about things, and then I talk about it again. But no, I think this is extremely cool, and I don't want this part to be left out because, charity, man. I'm all for charity. I'm all for children. Hello, children. It's the future generation of this fucked up world. So extremely cool of Mark Tremonti, okay? Shit, we haven't talked about Dave Mustaine for a while. Well, let's do it right now. Dave Mustaine justifies throwing stuff at artists on stage. Okay, I want to hear this. How can he justify this? In an interview with SVT? Oh, that's the Swedish national television. This is fucked up. Megadeth played in Stockholm a couple of days ago. I had absolutely no idea. No one at the office had no idea. No one had an idea. No one knew about it. What the f***? How is that even possible? How can you miss that? I mean, I'm blaming promoters and people that are marketing this because I haven't seen shit about this. I missed a fucking Megadeth show. I could have maybe had Dave Mustaine for coffee. He's not gonna come for coffee, but at least something. Maybe Kiko again, man. I had no idea. In an interview, Mustaine not only draws the line for when it's alright to throw stuff at an artist on stage, but also has some pretty harsh words for artists who don't agree with his opinion. If people don't like you, they're gonna throw shit, say Mustaine. Maybe it's graduated from Rotten Tomatoes to dildos, I don't know. But if you're giving them a great show, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. So don't get up there acting like a spoiled frickin' brat and tell them not to throw stuff. Okay. Mustaine only touches, the part about people not, liking a live show and throwing stuff at the band. I mean, that's one thing. However, it's still not cool to throw shit at the band. He's missing the part about people that actually throw stuff up on stage or at the band because they're excited or they want to, throw a gift or something like that. You have to understand from the artist's perspective that we have no freaking idea what you're throwing on stage. I mean, we have no idea about your intentions. of what you're throwing. Like, are you throwing a doll? Are you throwing a pair of panties? Are you throwing a knife or a bottle? I mean, something dangerous? We have absolutely no idea. That's also why you shouldn't go up on stage and be like, hey, you know, with the artists on stage. We have no idea about your intentions when you're up there. Like, it's not what we're gonna guess. Oh, this is a happy fan. Okay, let's have fun. Hey, happy fan. Or if it's like, oh, this is a deranged fan that's also has a smile on his face and maybe has a fucking knife on him. You know, we have no idea. So please, respect the artists and let them do their job. Don't throw shit at them. And don't go up on stage and be like, hey, let's be buddies. It's not about alienating the fans or anything like that. Just remember fucking Dimebag Darrell, man. He got shot on stage. You have no idea what fucking crazies are out there, okay? So it's not about, oh, party on and let's have fun. No, it's safety, man. It's safety, okay? So I think that this comment by Dave Mustaine was a little, you can do better, Dave, okay? And also, can you guys let me know next time you play in fucking Sweden? Fender launches 3-string Stratocaster and Telecaster models as it partners with Loog for new kid-sized guitars. Downsized creations combine Loog's know-how with enchilling guitar design with a dose of Fender flair. Alright, so they're making baby guitars. Look at that! What? Little baby? Oh, look at that. How small is that though? It's hard to tell. Oh, well, I can kind of guess on the volume knob that it's sort of small. So, it's a 3-string guitar. Fender X Loog models feature just one pickup, one volume control, and 3 strings. While that admittedly might sound counterintuitive to just learning on a smaller 6-string model, these builds supposedly seek to be less intimidating for young players. Okay. As such, 3-finger chords threaded with the help of a slim neck are the order of business with the guitars, also featuring regular electric guitar strings and the standard tuning. Maybe. I have no idea. Maybe this is a good idea. Like, if you want to put it in the hands of a small child, I mean, there are like ukuleles out there. They're 4 strings. It's not that much more, and they're small already. Sure, man. If it brings more kids into guitar playing, I support it, okay? Price-wise, both models weighs in at $199. Okay. Dream Theater, whose guitar player, John Petrucci, I'm at his camp in Florida right now. What? How's that even possible? Well, I'm right here. Well, his band, Dream Theater, you might have heard of them. They're plotting studio time for a new album. Holy shit. Okay. The band hopes to begin writing and recording either later this year or early 2024. The new material will be Dream Theater's follow-up to their 2019 A View from the Top of the World, whose song The Alien won a Grammy for Best Metal Performance in 2022. Oh, did you see that I made sort of like a small half-assed cover of the Alien in my John Petrucci Impulse Response video? No? Well, you can check it up right here. I'm gonna forget to link it. We have about 9 or 10 more shows left across Canada and US, and that'll be it for Dream Theater. As far as touring for 2023, we'll take some time off and we'll get into the studio soon. So I'm imagining, if not by the end of the year, by the beginning of next year, we'll start working on new music. Okay. And if you're reading this article wondering where to start getting into Dream Theater, good news, vocalist James LaBrie recently talked about exactly that. Okay, so James LaBrie names the one song that's perfect for any new Dream Theater fans. Okay, good, because Dream Theater are not very easy to get into. Even when I started listening to Dream Theater, which was back in 1996 or 97, I was listening to Falling Into Infinity. I got a hold of that album and it was very mixed. You know, I was really impressed by the guitar work because, you know, obviously I have been watching the Rock Discipline videos by John Petrucci, and that's kind of how I got to know John, watching his practice routines and that. And then I started listening to Dream Theater, and Falling Into Infinity might not be the best album to start with if you want to check out Dream Theater, but it is my favorite album because that's the album I started listening to them for. But James LaBrie is saying that you should listen to Metropolis Part 1. Speaking of John Petrucci, Tosin Abasi revives one of John Petrucci's most iconic guitar finishes, a one-off gifted based on Truc's Ibanez JPM 100 as seen on the classic Rock Discipline lesson tape that I talked about earlier, has been constructed by Abasi Concept with the help of the original artist. And I saw this on Instagram and I felt like, holy shit, that's so fucking cool of him of doing this. I have one over there, look at that. It's signed too, man. It's signed too. But that's the camo one. And I also had the P2 ones, which was, you know, not this color, a little bit more pink and shit like that. It was a little bit more 90s, you know. Remember neon 90s? Holy shit, man. Everyone in ski suits and shit. Anyways, look at that. They're laughing, having a good time, and he's playing his dude, that's pretty cool, actually. It's such a good tribute, you know, to John and for everything he has done for Tosin, I would imagine. So, you know. I don't know where that went, but, you know, very cool. Truly enjoy that. All right, Slipknot's Mick Thomson joins Fishman Fluence artist roster. Okay, so we've been talking about this, and we've been seeing that, you know, Mick has switched from Jackson to ESP, and also from EMG to Fishman's. We saw this, but now it's official. We're excited to announce that we have officially signed Mick Thomson to our esteemed artist roster, says Ken Susi of Fishman. His exceptional talent, passion, and dedication, blah, blah, blah. I'm honored to be a part of the Fishman family. Their Fluence pickups are unlike anything else there is. The result is a punch and clarity that is much improved. And actually, there's so many coincidences today. There's Fishman pickups on this guitar. I don't know what that sound was. I'm sorry. And as Slipknot has been playing live, and we've seen pictures from Slipknot playing live with the ESP guitars, is that he's been playing different shapes and forms. So is he trying to kind of, you know, get a grip of what guitar model type of guy he is right now? Maybe he's going to play an Eclipse like he's doing right there. Is he going to get an Eclipse model? Is he going to get an Horizon model? Or, you know, whatever other models they have? Maybe he's testing the grounds a little bit right now, and that's interesting. Anyways, guys, the news. All right, it's Monday, and this coming week I have a gig with The Haunted in Finland, up in the Finnish woodlands somewhere. We're gonna play a gig at the festival. I don't even remember the last time we played a show with The Haunted. So I need to figure shit out. I need to practice. However, it's extremely exciting because it's the first time I'm ever gonna play an X shape live. So I'm gonna bring, you know, my Solar Type X, obviously. I need to figure out my rig setup for this. And that's if you saw the last Sunday with Ola, you know it was the quad cortex. I'm just gonna set all of that up and make sure everything's working and all that, so I'm ready for this upcoming gig before I start practicing, actually. So I'm back here in this room again. Oh, it's so cleaned up and nice. Good work, Ola. Everything's just so clean. Let me see. Okay, here's my touring case, which basically fits everything I need in terms of, you know, not guitar. So quad cortex, and I'm probably gonna bring a power amp because I saw they had EVH 5150s as backline for the show, and even though those are incredible amplifiers that sound absolutely amazing, their effects loop returns sounds a little bit weird. It's not like regular amplifiers. So for my type of setup where I take a quad cortex or a preamp going into a power amp of an amplifier, it just doesn't work as good on an EVH 5150. So I'm thinking of bringing my own tube power amplifier for this, but this case will fit all of it. Looks like this right now. Just a bunch of cables, and you know, there's still a lot of room, but I need to figure out like my in-ears and all. There's a lot of shit that, you know, you people don't see. Let me take this. Hey, Pixel. Hey, Pixelin. Yep. I think I'm gonna bring the KSR power amp for this. This is a 50 watt tube power amp. So I'll bring that out there. It's a good size, you know, and a good weight. Okay. I'm bringing out a cab because obviously I need to test. Obviously for festivals you don't bring cabinets, but you know, the rest you kind of boom, like that. There goes the power amp. Quad cortex. I saw someone was commenting regards of what the tapes on the unit itself was for. It's basically just to showcase and tell quickly what outputs I'm using, or in this case the expression number 1 and not expression number 2. It's just gonna make it a little easier for my guitar tech, okay? Speaker cable, just making sure I have all the cables that are needed for the show. at festivals they do cater for cables and shit like that, but I just like to bring my own ones anyways, because you never know, man. Okay, I think send 1 in this case on this unit is straight to power amplifier, and then I have output 1 and 2 that you can use for direct, like if you want to go into the PA. But I'm just going to use the one going into the cabinet, and you know, our sound guy can mic up the cabinet. I just reminded myself that I have a completely different bag for my in-ears. All the wireless stuff in there. Strap with a wireless unit on it. And here I think and hope is the in-ear system. Yes, that's the in-ear system right there. So good. Then I have all of that figured out. Almost. And then you're asking, well, can't you just use regular monitors instead? And yes, absolutely, I can. But I've noticed that when I'm using in-ears, you know, I pay attention way more to my playing. And Pixie, are you having a good time? I just noticed that I'm performing way better with in-ears, and I'm actually playing the guitar way better because I can actually hear exactly what I'm playing. So, and it's also saving my ears. You know, the monitors that are just blasting shit in your ears, that's cool and all, but it damages your ears, unless you have earplugs. It's just easier to be able to hear everything. For the performance overall, it's just better. And then you're gonna say, well, that's not rock and roll. That's not rock and roll. Who gives a shit? Well, I care about my ears, and I care about my performance, okay? But that's not rock and roll. That's a cool lyric line, by the way. But that's not rock and roll. But that's not rock and roll. All right, shit. Here's a set of strings that I'm probably gonna switch to. Plug the wireless into the input of the Quadency Cortex in. What? Quad Cortex, are you alive? I don't know what happened, but the Quad Cortex stopped responding. Hello. This is why you bring out stuff before you go out on tour, okay? And try and see if things work. Why is it not working? What the hell? Oh! It was the fucking... That's why I don't like these, where you slide in these things. Because then, when they're like this... Oh, because then, when you're like this, it's not fully in. Okay? Stupid. Okay. So... Quad Cortex is fine, people. It's just the frickin' power supply. Oh, okay. We're checking. The Quad Cortex seems to be working fine. It's loading up right now. It's not loading very fast, but that's the thing about the digital maulers, you know, they take time. Okay, soon. The Haunted Test 1.1, I think that's my preset right there that I was using, so, okay, I think we're good. However, expression pedal. Oh, that's a pixie asshole in the camera, great. Oh, and here's the, oh shit, I need the expression pedal. Where's that? I'm trying to figure out when I used my expression pedal last. Also, take a look at this. These are my old modelers that I was using live. Here's the Axe 8 pedal right here that I was using a fair bit, which is still sounding insanely good. You know, I was thinking, I'm putting this up on my sales channel on olaenglishop.com. You can purchase this if you want. Look at this. It's been through a couple of tours. It's the shit. But where the fuck is my expression pedal? There it is. Look, there it was right there underneath that styrofoam. So this is a Fractal Audio expression pedal, and it is the shit. And that's what I'm using. Let me just try this real quick. See if there's audio. You can see this strap was for my Type A. You know, guitar is very high up. It's not supposed to be like that. Okay, watch out, Pixie. Now comes the volume. It's a wireless system. I need to turn on the wireless for this. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any output, but yeah, you know, you need to turn shit on. 921 set list. Okay, let's try it. Oh shit, it's in E flat. Fuck. Alright, so this guitar was in the wrong tune. It's in E flat. Damn it. So, but I do have a preset where I tuned down one half step, I think. Before I change the strings, I mean, this is good for practice, I guess. With brute. Holy shit. Alright, shit. Well, that's why you need to practice, people. Alright, I also have to check the set list if we're playing any drop D songs or drop C songs, because then maybe I need to bring two guitars. So, yeah, I think I got this covered. However, I do need to practice the set list and whatnot. I'm thinking maybe I'll have a live stream this coming week. How about that? So, you know, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. I might do a practice and live stream. Nothing major. I'm just going to, you know, put on the camera while I'm standing here rehearsing this, I guess. So I'll see you then, okay? Okay. Gig this coming week in Finland. About the live stream of me playing, it will probably happen later this week on Thursday or Friday or something like that, because I'll be back from Florida on Tuesday. Very little time for me to actually plan something, you know, and before I go. But we'll see how it goes, okay? Hello. Anyways, that was it. Did I get any subscribers? Yes, hello. Okay, we went from 512 to 516. We're getting somewhere, guys. Thank you so much for all the support, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also, if you want to support what we're doing, you can get t-shirts and albums and shit from olaenglundshop.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Mwah.